So you see how it's still like an inspiration is coming from the top, like seeding into the top of the head. So that area, that's why I told you, that area, that swirl that's in the top of your head is where you're getting your inspiration from. So this inspiration is basically your womb. You're becoming inseminated by your connection. So when your energy goes out, it goes all the way up through all the stars of the cosmos. Those are your nadis. So if everything is connected, that's what should be happening. The more you start putting stuff in categories, the less connection you have. So when all your energy field goes up, it connects in and pins in with the stars. And then it gets to all of that inspiration, which is really vitamins and minerals. That, you know, that's why the sky is like always cloudy, because our vitamins and minerals are generally light. Now we have to take them in a secondary substance, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, which is we got to go to the metals and the elements that are already in the as below chamber. But originally, all of our vitamins and nutrients actually came from not just the sun, not just the moon, but also all the stars. That's why there's a cycle of where the sun and the moon got to back off. The sun at a certain point has got to back off. The moon at a certain phase got to back off. And then all the stars come in. And as an ancient being completely exposed to this, all of your nadis are actually receiving the vibration and the frequency of the mineral. Right? Because we even have a set, you know, I'm going to take it apart again, but we have a frequency set that was in the Spooky 2 manual, which is the frequency generator machine. And it says that these are the frequencies of the minerals, right? And some people may not be able to connect that. Well, how could a frequency be a mineral? Well, because everything is a sound, but more importantly, sound is light. But you still need to put yourself into a condition where you can still be receptive to light in that way. But if we have categories and judgments, then we've shut down our entire light field. And I'm going to show how that really looks in occultism, how they explain that they're basically shutting down the light fields. Now, first of all, there becomes a switch. The switch is that, well, damn, that's super relative, right? Because they shut off things with a switch. So the switch is, in this case, is they need to switch the symbolism. They need to take you from being turned on and actually turn you off. So that is as simple as taking the masculine and the feminine principles and actually reversing them. That's all has to be done, is the position that the woman or the womb has would just be replaced with the male. And we wouldn't say that the male didn't have a use or the female didn't have a use. We're just saying that if you do these out of order, you're going to short circuit every single time because you don't have the proper order of creation. And people will argue with you about this all day. They've made it into something racial, political, social, sexual, every single thing that they can make it into. But these are master codes. You start playing around with master codes, your ass is going to be lost forever. Right? And that's a state that they've gotten into. People are lost. They're wandering like zombies on the astral plane now. And they don't have the code. Because when they died, they thought the code was this man outstretched on a cross. So let me show you. So what happens here is just watch, just very briefly, how the code gets hacked. So you see on the Great Mother on the top left, right? This is the uncomfortable picture now for everybody, right? Let's just zoom in here real quick. The Great Mother has this crown on top of her head. Some think this is a racial thing. Some think these are naps. Some think these are they coils. They don't know what these are. We just looked at what these are. Let me show it again. What these are is on the top, when the inspiration is coming from the top of the head, it's light waves, which waves are coils. So when the head is receiving these light waves, they're basically receiving them through these coils. So this is basically an image of the crown chakra. So the Great Mother is the originator and the pattern of the crown chakra. It is a code. And it's because if you ever need nourishment, you can always go right to the original pattern and you can receive nourishment from the actual point of light. Give me one moment here. I got to put in one more image. Okay, so here's the diagram, right? So this is that same torsion field, but it's now that you're kind of zoomed inside of it. Now everything is inside, everything is in the same pattern. Humans are in the same pattern, the earth's in the same pattern, the universe in the same pattern. But again, if they displace the pattern, make you think the pattern looks like something different, then you don't know where you are. So that's what a new world order is. It is to change the design of what the whole system originally looks like. We've seen this also before. We're just recapping here. The apple of my eye, right? So where's the apple of the eye? It's in the center, the apple of my eye. That is how you're seeing everything. So now you're the apple of the eye. You're actually in the state now with how you think and how you feel is actually seeing or experiencing everything according to you. So if you don't open up your consciousness and realize, look, you are actually this. From your consciousness, when your light goes out through your nadis and plugs into all of the stars and the rest of the cosmos, if you're not in division and not judging and you're completely unified, then you receive inspiration from the entire field or the entire spectrum, which we call the energetic spectrum, the electromagnetic spectrum, because you're an electromagnetic being. And then that goes out and then it comes around and it goes back in the body, but not in just an external state. This is an implosive device. This is something that actually works internally. It can be felt externally, but it's mostly felt internally. And this is why when people get activated, they're the ones feeling it, not the person next to them. They be feeling like 1,000 kilohertz are running through their body. They're seeing all these visions and everything. And the person could be sitting right there next to them on the bus like, yo, this dude is tripping. And doesn't even know, this dude took some stuff and now he's all in a whole nother universe. But you can't feel any of that because it's the power that runs inside, which is the most important power.
Spiritually, mentally, and emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, you're tired, there's barely any time to relax.
The truth is you can't just work people all day. You can't just, they're not robots.
I just left work for the last time, actually. So today I actually left my job.
So what we do is we match people with the equivalent level of how they need to grow.
If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on this video right now.
Secret energy has personally helped me find balance.
Because ever since I tuned to him this last year, I've grown in a year. It's felt like I've had multiple lifetimes.